Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Session Season 2! Oh god, we are so back after quite some time of practically being busy, really busy. And yeah, it has been a while, people. And speaking of busy, I technically wasn't busy thinking, I guess, but not like in the busy, like productive kind of busy. But I actually started like I am trying to like work through my thesis recently, and I have there was actually one moment that happened in like the last week where I had uh there was this there was one of my profs that was kind of doubting the fact that I had so many questions in my thesis instrument, and I told her I wanted to ask everything because I wanted to know everything, like I am just naturally curious. And then she was advising me like, um you have time constraints. You're fully aware of that. Like, yeah. I told her, yeah, I am, but I also want to take everything at my own pace. I am I am already held back by so much that I just don't care if another setback is gonna take me for away from completing my thesis. I mean, come on. Come on, people. Like, number one, I have already been set back so early on in my thesis journey when my original thesis advisor ditched me. So yeah, that happened. And if you want to know the full story, that is actually what I talked about in the season premiere of this podcast. So you can go listen. The title is Why Is It We Still Hurt Over Things We Cannot Control? It's out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and YouTube as well on the Midori's Midnight Sessions official YouTube channel. So yeah, if you want to know the full details of that ditching story. And then the second was me like during my internship, and I had to balance between my thesis and my internship. And I was already set back by the fact that I had more hours to complete, that I had to grind. So I cannot really focus on my thesis journey. And then the third one, and actually the one that I have been taking like the hardest, was my best friend doing his thesis. So I cannot talk to him. Like, I don't know who the hell I would talk to. And that's what I've been like really talking about, really trying to grapple these past few episodes. And it's been hard. Like, God knows how many times I've already cried just trying to think about it. And I have been like actively trying to avoid that place. Like, I don't want to go near it because I know for a fact that I would probably cry. I would probably break down. And even when I don't cry, like, I just know that all I would think about is my best friend. And like, how is he doing? Actually, like, just yesterday I found out that okay, I was blocked on my main account, my main Facebook account, and on another account that I kind of used to like moderate my other pages, and then I logged into like one of my older accounts, the one that I used for anime reviews, and I saw that I wasn't blocked. Like, I could message him, I could add him as a friend. And then I saw the article. I saw the article that was published. And I remember when I learned of that publishing, I was crying so hard because I knew how important it was to him. And that was the day that I gave him the Toblerone and gave him like not really a letter but like a note. And I was just there to, like submit my validation, I think. My validation certificate. So I was just gonna be there for a quick visit. But then I was like waiting for my my thesis advisor, and then he came, and he came with like my tech critic was also his boyfriend. And I told him congratulations on the publishing of your article, and he was like, "Thank you." And my emotions were just on a high that time. It was so high that I was crying. I was crying. I was like trying to wipe my tears, even though I had mascara on. Although yes, it's waterproof, but it was like I was just so happy for him. And my best friend and one of my friends actually, we were talking about it the other day, and she was telling me like, "Oh, maybe he's gonna try to like reach out to you." And I told her, I don't know, like I want to like hold on to that hope. I want to just believe, like even like a little glimmer of hope. But I was actually like beginning to lose hope, because I don't know, like I really miss it a lot. Okay, like I wish I could deny it, but I really do miss the things that we used to do a lot. And I'm just like really sad that I can't be there at like his most pivotal time. Like, you want to be there for him, but all you can do is basically just, try to like cheer him up, support him from the sidelines. Because he said to me one time, you're gonna graduate, okay? Like, you're already near the finish line, so just, hold it out. You can do this. He was telling me that, but I wonder if, like, not again! I'm gonna cry! But, like, I wonder if I was able to, if, I could be able to say the words to him. That would be amazing. And I was like trying to hold back myself from reaching out to him, because I want to do it so bad. I want to tell him how incredibly proud I am. Because I read the article and it was so good. Like, you have to read it, people. I'll link it on the description of the podcast and on my YouTube channel as well. I just wanted to tell him that I'm really, really, really proud. I'm just and happy that, you know, that's my friend. I want to scream it. He was like, and I remember he's like, no, you don't have to scream it. But I just want to like shout it out to the world that I'm so proud of you. You know what? Like, man, you should not be gate kept. Like, I hate gatekeeping as a guy like you, because you're such a good friend. You're such an amazing friend. How am I supposed to gatekeep a friend like you? I was telling him that before, and I was actually reading through our conversations and just remembering how, like, I eventually became fond of him. And like not really like the fun like the romantic fondness, but more of a friend like fondness, a sibling like fondness. Like reading through these conversations and just laughing like how everything turned out. We were so close, and I remember him telling me like this was like around New Year's Day that he said to me, he he said to me, you know what? You're like practically the only student that's constantly on my chats. Like I'm constantly chatting with. And I was like, oh my god. I was laughing, but at the same time, it felt like, wow, we really had this bond that's unbreakable. And my friend was actually telling me that, you know, someday I think he's going to reach out one day. I don't know when, but he will. Because you have such a genuine friendship. Like, you two have arguably one of the most genuine friendships ever. But that might be an exaggeration, but I look back on our conversations and I'm like, yeah. It was really such a genuine friendship that I think people do not understand how deep our bond is. Like, it really just goes beyond the classroom or the faculty room for that matter. Because that's where we used to spend a lot of time when, you know, we used to talk. Like, I remember the time when I gave him, like, souvenirs from, like, an event that I attended so I could add up some hours on my internship. Like, I remember giving him a t-shirt and, like, a whole host of souvenirs from that event. And after that, after I gave him the souvenirs, we were like talking for the entirety of the hour while he was checking assignments. And I remember one more moment where we were just talking, like casual talk, and like the charger of his laptop, like we like it the laptop was about to the laptop's charger was about to get unplugged, and you know it might break. So it was like, I don't know, like, how do I call it? It was twirled around his chair, and I could reach like the extension cord, so I was like, I was about to like unplug. I simply like unplugged it from the extension cord and gave the charger to him. that was one of the more memorable moments that, you know, we spent. And yeah, and going back to that validation certificate, my prof said, you know, I wasn't going to sign the certificate because I wanted to know how, like, how do I say this? Like, how you're going to get all these questions asked. Because it's gonna be a fake paper. And I'm like, I know. I want it fake anyway. Like, justify my, but I wanted it fake anyway. I just need to know a lot of answers. There was just so much that, you know, I think I need to unravel. Even if it takes me longer than it should. I don't mind, because again, I'm working alone. So I told her, I can do it. I mean, come on. I'm working alone. Like, nothing's gonna hold me back. Uh, nothing's gonna hold me back from, you know, like, trying to make this work. I just know that there's a lot of questions that have to be asked. That I have to ask them. That I just did not care about another setback at the at this point. Like, it wasn't in my mind anymore. Oh, while I wanted to, like, get it through, like, finish this whole thing before I graduate. I don't know if it's enough. I feel like there's still more that I need to, you know, discover, unravel. And, you know, it's hard to not think about the whole, like, magnanimous questionnaire, but I feel like I have to do it nonetheless. Like, if it wasn't me, who will do it? And back on the first episode, like, I told you how important this whole thing is to me. That it's really something that I feel strongly about. And, like, I don't think she understood the extent, the weight of everything, like, the reason why I did this in the first place. Because I mean, I do plan to explain it on the defense, but I don't know if she understands it yet. Like, only a few people, only like half, know about the whole encounter and, like, how everything began. And it feels like I have to do it. I have to be strong, I guess, but that would be like romanticizing it. But I have to, you know, just keep pushing through. Because if I don't, I feel like everything that I did up to this point would be for nothing. It's that important to me. I can't deny it, and I can't remove it from my mind. Like, it motivates me a lot. Like, how everything unfolded. Uh, you know, how the article went and stuff, you know. I don't want to forget it. Going into this whole thesis journey, I don't want to forget the importance to underestimate how everything has been, I would say, like, the magnitude of it is just huge, that I don't think they would understand unless, you know, I make them understand. And I did plan to do that during my proposal defense, but I don't know. But I was still aiming to do that nonetheless. I was really going to say it anyway, say it no matter what. So there's that. And so she signed my certificate, but not without getting me to think about the whole thing. Like, I love what I'm doing, but I don't know if they are like trying to comprehend things. I don't know if they comprehend, but I hope that when I finally tell them the story of how everything came to be, they will finally realize that I am not doing this because I wanted to graduate. Okay, while that is still like in mind to me, why I still wanted to happen, but it's really more than just a certificate to me. It's really more than a book. It's trying and thriving in the midst of all the setbacks. It's trying to break free from the shackles of your own past. This is deep. The way it, you know, the way everything unfolded. But more than that, more than a thesis, more than the results of my study, and more than my curiosity of wanting to know everything, this is really a journey of becoming a woman that's not afraid to take up her own space. Someone that will shine a light on people that are like me. It's wanting to save, I guess, people. But really, it's to save myself from being defined inside a box, because I don't want to do that. I am more than what you perceive me to be. And this thesis is like an avenue to prove that I can do it, you know? Like, I can, and I believe I can. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that I can. And that's it for today's episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions. Oh my god. I have finally recorded a brand new episode. I am so happy. And as for the article that I mentioned earlier, I will link it in the description of the part of the episode and on my official YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook and Twitter pages. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys next time.